From gas to gigabytes, why Trinidad and Tobago should become the AI data hub of the Caribbean. An editorial by Professor Wall Street. For half a century, Trinidad and Tobago's prosperity has flowed through a pipeline. Oil and gas built our roads, our schools, our hospitals, and our middle class, and left us dangerously exposed every time the price of energy fell. Every government since independence has preached diversification. Nearly everyone has left office with the economy as dependent on hydrocarbons as it found it. This month, something different happened. The government signed memoranda of understanding with American firms for 2 large-scale data center projects, a 150-megawatt AI facility and a 300-megawatt data center, representing potential investment of more than $5 billion. It is the first arrangement of its kind anywhere in the Caribbean, and it deserves to be pursued with the same national seriousness that built point leases. Here are 10 reasons why an AI data center industry can transform this economy and make Trinidad and Tobago the AI data hub of the region. 1. It builds a second economic engine. Every credible economist has delivered the same sermon for decades: diversify or decline. The trouble is that most diversification schemes asked us to compete in industries where we held no advantage. Tourism against Barbados, manufacturing against Asia. Data centers are the rare diversification play that matches what we already have: abundant energy, a half-century of heavy industrial experience, and a strategic location. For once, the new economy asks us to play our strongest hand rather than someone else's. 2. Our natural gas is the decisive advantage. The single largest operating cost of an AI data center is electricity, consumed around the clock at industrial scale. No Caribbean neighbor can generate it as cheaply or as reliably as a country sitting on its own gas reserves with a national grid built to feed ammonia and methanol plants. What Silicon Valley pays a premium for, firm, always-on power, Point Leases has produced as a matter of routine since the 1970s. In the global contest for AI infrastructure, cheap, dependable megawatts are the ticket of admission, and we hold one nobody else in the region can print. 3. It turns our gas into a higher value export. Today, we liquefy our gas and ship it abroad so that others may turn it into products worth multiples of what we were paid. A data center inverts that bargain. The gas stays home, becomes electricity, and the electricity becomes the most valuable commodity of this century: computing power, sold to the world at a premium. Selling compute is selling our energy with a margin kept onshore. It is the same value-added logic that took us from exporting crude to exporting ammonia, urea, and methanol applied to the digital age. 4. It brings billions in foreign direct investment. The memoranda already on the table point to more than $5 billion in potential investment. That capital does not sit in a server hall alone. It builds substations, redundant fiber routes, access roads and water systems, and it trains the local contractors and engineers who build them. Just as importantly, it sends a signal. When serious American technology firms commit to a country, others follow. Anchor investment of this scale is how industrial clusters begin. 5. It creates jobs at every level of the economy. The projects are projected to generate more than 5,000 jobs. Masons, electricians, welders, riggers, and heavy equipment operators during the build, then network engineers, cybersecurity specialists, cooling and power systems technicians, facility managers, and logistics staff for decades after. Around the fence line come the caterers, security firms, maintenance contractors, and transport operators every industrial estate sustains. These are careers with ladders, not gigs, and they arrive precisely as retrenchment sweeps other sectors. 6. Geography is on our side. Trinidad and Tobago sits at the crossroads of the subsea fiber routes linking North America, Latin America, and Europe, giving us the connectivity a data hub requires. Just as decisively, we lie south of the hurricane belt that menaces every competing location to our north. A data center in Jamaica, the Bahamas, or Puerto Rico must be engineered, insured, and priced for the storm that will eventually come. Ours need not be. Reliability is the currency of this industry, and nature has already paid us in it. 7. First mover advantage is real and fleeting. These are the first agreements of their kind between such firms and any Caribbean country. The regional AI hub will be built somewhere within the next decade. The only question is where. Whoever builds first sets the technical standards, captures the anchor tenants, trains the regional workforce, and becomes the default destination for every workload that follows. Infrastructure is a winner-take-most business. Second place is not silver, it is spectator seating. The window is open now. It will not remain open long. 8. It anchors data sovereignty for the entire region. CARICOM governments, central banks, utilities, and businesses currently send their most sensitive data to Miami and Northern Virginia, subject to foreign law and foreign outages. A world-class facility in Trinidad lets the Caribbean keep Caribbean data on Caribbean soil. Court records, health systems, financial ledgers under regional jurisdiction, and pays this country for the privilege. That is not merely commerce. It is a service to the sovereignty of 15 nations rendered from Port of Spain. 9. It rebuilds the skills pipeline and slows the brain drain. For a generation, our brightest graduates in engineering and computer science have faced a cruel choice: emigrate or underachieve. An AI industry gives UWI, UTT, and our secondary schools something concrete to train toward: data center engineering, machine learning operations, industrial cybersecurity, and gives those graduates world-class work without a plane ticket. Every young engineer who stays home because the frontier came to them is a return on this investment that never appears on a balance sheet. 10. It earns the foreign exchange we desperately need. Data center services are exports paid in hard currency, earned every hour of every day, immune to OPEC quotas and hurricane seasons alike. At a time of persistent forex shortages, when businesses queue for US dollars and households ration their cards, an industry that streams American dollars into the banking system is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. Add the taxes, lease payments, and licensing fees flowing to the Treasury, and the fiscal case writes itself. In conclusion, none of this happens automatically, and honesty requires saying so. Data centers consume enormous quantities of power and water, and the megawatts they draw must come from new, dedicated generation, not from the grid that lights our homes, or the public will rightly revolt. Permanent jobs number in the hundreds per facility once construction ends, which is why the training, local content, and ecosystem commitments surrounding these projects matter as much as the buildings themselves. And memoranda of understanding are promises, not plans. They must be converted into binding contracts, transparently negotiated, independently scrutinized, and rigorously enforced, so that the country is a partner in this industry and not merely its landlord. But those are reasons to execute well, not reasons to hesitate. The gas beneath our waters will not last forever, And the world is telling us in $5 billion language exactly what it will pay for next. Trinidad and Tobago industrialized the Caribbean once at Point Lisas, when the skeptics insisted a small island could not do it. The opportunity now is to do it again, this time in silicon rather than steel, and to make this country not merely a producer of energy for other people's ambitions, but the place where the Caribbean computes, creates, and thinks,